Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a Ko-Fi, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now, we are joined by Refracted Curvature, the Adam Meakin, Neil, and a whole bunch of people in Earth Awakening's Discord server, so welcome one and all.
Hello. Morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. It's nice to be here. Any evidence you can acquire an elevation angle measurement from a curved baseline?
Elevation is from level. It's in the word.
Yeah, shh. Don't mention 90. So in the pre-show, we were discussing not only the hostility that we have received to a certain extent in this particular server, but also the reason we're in the server, which is to demonstrate to the people who are most important. You are the movers and shakers of this server. The flat earthers who are in here fighting the good fight. We want you to have the best possible tools to do so with. That's why we're here, regardless of the hostility. We just want people to appreciate how Earth is measured flat and how our opponents utilize those measurements to make their inference that Earth is a sphere, if you are to debate with them. But first and foremost, understand how Earth is measured for all, regardless of your belief. And that's flat. That's what we're here doing. That's why we're in Earth Awakening's Discord server today. That's why we'll be in Politics Discord server on Friday, and why we will persist until that message is driven home hard and fast. Been very cordial today. I don't know why. Maybe it was because of my little speech at the beginning of arriving that we're just here to make friends and influence you into fighting the good fight in the best possible way. Maybe the...
Well, I heard you came here to set us straight. There was some talk that you'd be coming here to set us straight on how to think and how to work things out.
SC definitely didn't hear the speech.
No, I'm here. No, I'm here to make friends and influence. SE. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, welcome then.
Oh well, that's a very rapid change in tone. In terms of your thought processes,
I was kind of listening to your show yesterday because somebody told me there was some talk, and I kind of heard you saying that you're going to come here and straighten us out in a way and manner how to discuss the flat Earth. So I kind of found that a little weird, but okay, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that is, if you want to put it bluntly, what we are here to do. Rather than moving on the back foot and telling people how Earth is defendable as not being a globe and arguing about that, our suggestion, if you want to call that setting you straight, is to say that we should be on the front foot after 10 years, given that we know how Earth is measured for us and them. Now, if you're not on that level playing field, then maybe straightening out is what the most appropriate metaphor would be, SC Montreal.
Right. No thanks, Nathan. I don't need straightening out, and I don't need you to show me the way. Like, we don't need a Jedi master. I think I'm doing pretty good on my own. Thank you. So if you came here to straighten me out, I don't need that, Nathan. Thank you very much. I think I'm on the right path.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, as I said originally, make friends and influence. The only way I'm going to get you to see things in the way I believe is the best possible way forward, which is to show that Earth's measured flat, is to have you on my side, SC Montreal. Clearly you're not, but that's why I'm still here.
Well, it's not I'm on the side, right? I'm on my own quest to find knowledge, right? And I think I'm doing pretty good. I think we're doing pretty good here. I like the people here.
Discord.
And I don't think we need
see.
anybody to show us the way. No disrespect there, Nathan.
No, and I
SC,
wouldn't
before
suggest that you
the
couldn't
show-
find this yourself, but if somebody is digging for gold and there's 20 other men digging for gold around them and one finds a vein, what would you prefer? That the person who finds a vein keeps it quiet so that you can have the pride of finding your own vein? Or would you prefer he invited you over to his little gold vein so that you can mine it with him? Which would you prefer?
Oh, for sure. If you found some gold and you want to share it, for
Oh,
sure.
I've
I mean, I won't say no
Definitely
to it.
found gold. Yeah, that's what I found, gold. And I'm trying to give it out for free. I'm met with hostility when I do so and told that people would rather find their own gold vein. Oh, okay, well, I mean, this gold's right here, but you want to find your own vein. Okay. Well, good for you. Let's hope you find one. Meanwhile, while I'm making the rounds, trying to make friends and influence people into the appreciation that a belief in flat Earth isn't required, and I'm not suggesting you personally have a belief in flat Earth, SC Montreal. Maybe you could tell me some of Earth's flat measurements, so we all understand that you, like us, know Earth is measured flat. Maybe you could give us a couple of examples, and then, you know, we'll lay off you if you feel like we're giving you a hard time.
No, you're not giving me a hard time, and I don't need to show you anything. See, what chaps me, Nathan, is that when I heard that you came here and you call this the broken toy server, correct? So when I heard that, I said, so this is the broken toy server. So Nathan's going to come here and fix us and show us how to do things. Now, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, brother. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
I completely agree.
Oh,
I
no,
discourage my panel.
That was
No, don't lay blame. Someone else gave you that or ascribed you that term, and I don't think it's fair to name and shame Quantum Eraser for doing that. So what I have suggested is that we aren't going to make friends and influence people, for example, labelling this the land of misfit toys, as Neil did when we arrived, and I sighed and groaned in discomfort as he did so. So I totally agree with you. I think giving you derogatory titles and suggesting that you have lost your way isn't the right tact. Now, again, without shaming anybody, and it's unfair to keep laying these things at Quantum Racer's door after he's done them, but without naming and shaming, his suggestion was that we come here and find out from you, in a proactive manner, why you've lost your way. Now, given what you've just told me, I'm pretty sure that would definitely rub you up the wrong way, wouldn't it, SC Montreal? Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, I did, and that's why I'm saying this right now, yeah.
Right, yeah. Now, if you want me on bended knee, I have plenty of humility to offer. If you feel I've wronged you in the way I've treated you, or you feel I'm arrogant, I won't apologise for that, because I am. But I'm righteous in doing so. Now, even if you dislike my arrogance and over-the-top confidence in why I'm here, I don't mind. That's fine. But the point that the gold in the ground, regardless of your despising me for sleeping with your wife, it's still a gold mine that I'm pointing at that you can mine from. Yeah? That's what I'm hoping to get. Now, I know that there's a step in between, because you have ably demonstrated that which I suspected was the problem immediately, SC Montreal, which I'm delighted about. Right? And I've been able to immediately put it into analogy. Yeah, you can tell I've thought about this. I didn't come up with that on the spot. Yeah? But that means that before I'm going to let you come near my gold mine, you don't trust me. I slept with your wife, metaphorically speaking. So I've got to entice you over to the vein, because I haven't got the skills to mine it by myself. Metaphorically, I haven't got the reach that you have, SC Montreal. Let's put it down to an individual. You are bigger than just me, aren't you? There's two of us with you, isn't there? So therefore, this mine will get dug a lot quicker with your assistance. But I've got to have you on side to do it. So that's what I'm here to do primarily. But I can't let the focus drift away from what I am here to tell you what's what about or straighten you out with. Now, I can't get away from that fact if you see it that way. I can only try and massage you into realising that I'm not doing it for my benefit. It will benefit me as a whole if it works, and the whole that everyone in Flat Earth appreciates they don't need a belief in this stuff anymore. Not necessarily you as an individual, I'm not pointing that at your door, but there is a greater good that we're trying to achieve here. And I feel that Flat Earth's lost its way because of the paths that led everybody to this subject. And the proof has been buried and utilised by our opponents for too long. They're using a flat Earth measurement. Why can't we? Seems only reasonable. It's ours.
We don't use a flat Earth measurement, Nathan.
Elevation angle measurements to Polaris. That's how the latitude system on the grid that you call a globe is measured.
Elevation
But then
angles
for
don't
vector,
show that the Earth is
rotation
flat.
with respect to the stars. Yeah, you use a flat plane for every claim you make.
No. Elevation angles don't necessitate a flat Earth.
What makes a map?
I just explained how they did, and she ignored me. She remove her unless she responds to
because
me.
you're
I'll say it
wrong.
again. If she just entirely ignores what I've responded to her with and says, no, they don't, that is to say she doesn't acknowledge or address what I've said, she's no longer worth talking to. So I'll say it again. Elevation angle measurements to Polaris with a 90 degree below that star is the measurement that gives us latitude that is subsequently wrapped around a globe. There is only one method to measure that latitude system. It's what forms the globe. It requires 90 below Polaris and a flat plane to get that measurement. Earth must be measured flat for it. Now, given that I've had to repeat myself, my righteous indignation and insistence that you repeat back that which you will hand wave rather than hand waving it. If you can't repeat it back, I'll assume you haven't listened, Brenda.
He's asking you what he just said, Brenda. Just that. That's all.
Your claim about how
Can
it's
you
measured is
say
wrong.
He said something.
Excuse me, I'm speaking. Nathan's claim about how
That's
elevation
fine.
angles are taken is wrong.
Says.
And without unmuting Brenda, I'd like to hear what she has to say. That is not fair.
We heard it. I'm wrong. She's hand waved it.
Yeah, but they haven't given the explanation why.
Yeah, that's my point.
Well, they got muted, didn't they? So that makes it a bit hard for them
Because
to
she
actually
rinsed
say
and
that.
repeated her hand wave dismissal rather than addressing it. I asked her to repeat back what I put to her, and instead she chose to give the second hand. We heard the first hand wave.
Well, she's got one more chance to give a response instead of just saying no.
Okay. See how that goes.
So does Brenda understand what you said, Nathan?
I don't know. If she repeats it back to me as I requested, we might find out, but I'm pretty much assuming she's just going to hand wave it a third time.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I'm allowed to disagree, right?
What
I
do you
don't have to.
disagree with?
No, it's
Excuse
not
me.
not agree,
Please let me
disagree. It's a
talk.
measurement.
That's what you disagree with.
It's not an
You just
opinion.
say
It's
you
not an
dis-
opinion. It's not agree, disagree. It's a measurement.
Measurements are taken for elevation from a perpendicular to your eye level, where you're at.
Well, you'll need
It's
eye
not your
level, and you
feet
don't have that
level.
on a globe.
You have eye level on a globe.
No, you don't. It's all bent. What is it? No Atmo day?
Horizontal plane.
Do you hear my response?
Your
Do I need
eye
to
level
repeat
is a
it?
perpendicular.
Is she going to start repeating about perpendicular? What, to eye level? What, on no Atmo day?
I don't
That's
know
her
what you're talking
concession
about.
that
The
I-
I'm talking
atmosphere
about,
doesn't have anything
I'm
to
talking
do
about
with
the
it.
fact that it's always bent for you on a globe. You don't have perpendicular to anything on a globe, full stop, ever. Number two,
Eye
all lines
level
are always
isn't
bent for
bent.
you on a globe. Now she's chanting through me. I'm responding to her. You don't have an eye level. You don't have level. Level's bent for you. Yeah, so you'll need a flat Earth for this level that you don't have, because it's not no Atmo day and all lines that are level are bent for you according to your globe belief. So you don't have any of the prerequisite requirements for an perpendicular. That was your rebuttal. Perpendicular to what? A globe? You don't have that either. You'll need a flat Earth for perpendicular.
No, you don't need a flat Earth for perpendicular. 90 degrees from vertical is perpendicular, and it's a imaginary plane extending from your eye level out to an infinite distance, and it doesn't curve, right? So it's not a no
No, it's not an
day.
imaginary plane. No, latitude lies on the
It
ground.
literally is. It literally
Excuse
is.
me, I'll just try once more. It's measured with respect to the ground and ground positions below Polaris, 90 degrees below them, to your baseline that you are at the end of. That's a measurement with respect to the ground. You're not developing an imaginary plane. You're using a plane of reference, referencing it, measuring it. It's a plane of reference, not an imaginary tangent plane. Now, that would be an imaginary plane that you need because you need a flat plane. So you're creating a tangent plane on a globe. So what? You can utilize the flat plane that's tangent to your globe that's now surplus to requirements because you'll be using that plane. No, in reality, it's a plane of reference. It's the ground. It's got 90s on it. We're navigating. We're drawing out latitudes with it. It's on the ground. It's navigation. Now, you need to take it to a tangent plane that's not the ground. Why? Well, because you need a plane. So you're drawing one out. That's only one single point on the ground, though. Now, that's not what we're doing in navigation. We're not dealing with a single point that's tangent to a globe we're not using. We're using a plane. She's trying to create one. Yeah, because she needs one. She needs a flat Earth. That's why she's creating a plane.
She used eye level as a horizontal plane. That means that level is a horizontal plane at your eye.
Right, I'm going to have to reset my desk because it's gone all wonky. So the sound will go dead for a couple of seconds. I'll just reboot it.
Running.
Check.
And
There we
this
go.
level is a horizontal plane.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, when she invoked eye level as her plane of reference, that means that level at your eye is a horizontal plane. It has to be to get angles. Level has to be a horizontal plane. It's axiomatic, even for them.
Shout out to the Price of Adam, who says they kicked me for the rest of the show. I don't really know what that means. Thank you for the super chat. I think it's actually my stream deck that's crashed. Can you talk about something for a few minutes just while I see if I can sort out this technical issue that I'm having?
Well, if somebody else can do that. I can't talk for 2 minutes.
Can you talk for 1 minute?
No, that's even stretching it.
Ugh.
I think I can get at least 35 seconds of it. Even if not, I can definitely stir up some controversy.
Yeah, well,
You're
then,
gonna
yeah, you
invoke
tap out and you
eye level.
take somebody else in.
Right. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Oh, there we go. I've got it working.
Well,
Go ahead. Sorry, I just...
oh, yeah. Well, they say that they give lip service to the rhetoric that level is curving. But the moment you talk about measurements, they will use level as a horizontal plane, whether it's eye level, surface level. Just look at the Earth curve maths. You can't have a curved Earth without a horizontal plane called surface level that they call a tangent. It's surface level. They're calling surface level a tangent. No, that's the surface. It's level. They're not getting it.
No, we just get nutters. Nutter, don't need level. All right, you don't need level. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to draw out a level from eye level so I can measure perpendicular to it. Right, so you need level then. No, we're using the globe. I just need that level first.
Can I explain how elevation angles are actually taken?
Can you define what an elevation angle is?
It's the number of degrees above or below a horizontal line from your eye level where you're at.
Sorry, have you got a citation for that?
Hello, Brenda.
Where's that?
From a
So you need
horizontal plane.
You need a
right where
horizontal
you're
plane
at.
then. So you need a horizontal plane for an elevation angle measurement then.
Yeah, that's 90 degrees from your zenith.
Yeah, so it's 90 degrees below Polaris in the case of latitude. Yeah, that'd be a yes. Yes, it's 90 degrees below Polaris and 90 degrees at your zenith. Yeah, so that would be a straight line along the ground, wouldn't it?
No.
Yeah. 90 below Polaris and 90 at your position. That's just got a straight line between you and it. That's not a curved line.
If you're at the North Pole, Polaris is at your zenith.
Yeah. Well, we're not at the North Pole. We're measuring latitude. The angle to Polaris still has 90 at its base running along the baseline to you measuring the angle. That's the angle. The baseline, flat, straight. Can't be anything else or it won't be an angle.
No, that's begging the question. Do you have
No, it's measuring an angle. It's not begging the question when I measure a bloody angle. It's measuring an angle.
No, you measure from your position.
Yes, I'm not begging anything. We're measuring. You're starting by telling me how we're measuring. That's not begging anything. It's measuring an angle.
Do you know what begging the question means in logic?
Assuming your outcome? What, assuming that the angle I'm measuring? No. I'm just measuring that angle.
Begging the question means that your conclusion is in your premise.
I'm not concluding anything. I'm making a measurement. I'm not concluding something. I'm measuring something.
And you're concluding that the Earth is
Didn't make any conclusions.
because you assume that
no, the baseline's flat. No, that's a statement of fact in regards to the measurement. I don't make any conclusions. It can't be anything else or I won't be making it as a measurement. It's not a conclusion.
That's false.
It's not a conclusion. It is a prerequisite for the measurement.
No, it isn't. The only prerequisite
you can't have a bent. I'll just... No, it won't work. If it's bent, like the ground, because that's what we're measuring, it won't give you an angle because an angle is formed with straight lines. And there's going to be 90 at the ground position of Polaris in this instance. So there's 90 on the ground running to you for the angle. That's a straight, flat, level baseline with 90 at the ground position below Polaris at its zenith. That's a flat Earth prerequisite. No assumptions, a measurement of an angle. So we're going to need a flat Earth for this angle. The nutters didn't work. Not begging the question. It can't be curved. If it was curved, it wouldn't be an angle. Earth's not curved. We wouldn't get straight flat baselines with 90 to Polaris for latitude. Earth's measured flat. In conclusion, the globe believer knows that it's measured flat because she knows enough about how latitude's measured with respect to a what? Horizontal plane of reference? She even detailed it. So we're going to need a horizontal plane of reference then, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to need to measure Earth flat. It's the plane we reference for the angle. We're referencing it when we measure the angle. Earth, that is. 90 degrees on the ground below the star that we're measuring. Flat Earth prerequisite. No conclusions drawn. It's needed to make the measurement. Earth must be flat to do this. Prerequisite, not conclusion.
No, it's only the ground when it's a globe, Nathan. But once you start with celestial navigation and prove it's flat,
no, that's not
then
true,
it's not
Neil.
the ground
Stop.
anymore.
No, that's not true. It wasn't the ground. Because in this instance, not the ground, what the tangent plane that she drew out, because she needs a horizontal plane of reference. Well, it's not a tangent plane then. That's not the ground. It's just not the ground on your globe, but she still needs it. That's why she referenced it. It's in the definition that she gave, even though she didn't cite it. Yeah, plane of reference is needed. Meaning we can reference it. We're going to measure the tangent out into space and reference that, are we? With a prerequisite globe that's dangling beneath that we're not measuring and not referencing because it's not the ground that we're not navigating anymore because it's not ball-shaped. No, we are navigating the ground. We are measuring the ground. We are referencing the horizontal. We are measuring Earth flat for this, Brenda. Has she run out of nutters? Clearly. So in conclusion, they will need a flat Earth too. Like the horizontal plane that they'd like to be tangential to a ball that isn't being used anymore. Yeah, they'll need a tangential horizontal plane which doesn't use the globe anymore because a horizontal plane of reference is required to reference. They just need to make it an imaginary plane. Like she said that too, right? No, we're not imagining us on the ground. We're on the ground navigating it. Earth's flat, and that's what we're dealing with. Not imaginary tangent planes like your globe needs that won't be referenceable. Au contraire, we'll need to reference Earth as a flat plane for us to make this measurement. Hope we're all clear on that. Earth's measured flat.
I think it's really bad form, to mute the person and then to
kick her out. Now she's appealing to the format and the mods. Earth's measured flat for this angle. You nut-erred it 3 times, and you're going to appeal to the format of being muted when you can't address my point. Earth's measured flat for this angle. It's got 90 on the ground, Brenda.
responded to your claim. It begs the question.
No, it's a prerequisite. I addressed that. She's rinsing and repeating that which I've addressed. I said it's not begging the question. It's a prerequisite for an angle. I've addressed that.
And that's just mistaken. You're just mistaken about.
So it's I've got nothing to overcome the fact that it's a prerequisite for it to be a flat straight line with 90 degrees below Polaris. I just don't believe that. Yeah, I won't cut it, Brenda.
Yeah, you're simply wrong about how.
Yeah, we heard how wrong I was. We actually need a response to the fact that you need 90 on the ground between you and Polaris. That's the next response. It's a prerequisite. Not begging the question. Prerequisite. On screen now. Demonstration of a man taking an elevation angle measurement. 90 degrees along a flat baseline for this to be a triangle to do any calculations after the measurement of the star represented as this point. This line must be flat. Why? Because it won't have 90 to the point below the star if it isn't. It's a prerequisite to have 90. 6th time. No, won't do it, Brenda. Have you got an example where the guy's measuring a curved ground?
Can I unmute Brenda?
So we've got, maybe give us an example like I've got on screen for my audience right now, where a guy makes a measurement with a curved ground falling away from him. Have you got that? Because I've got loads of these where men are measuring flat Earth with 90s below stars. Maybe you've got an example with a curved Earth being used with a tangent that won't be referenceable, won't give you 90, won't be a point on the ground. Have you got any of those? I'll take that as a no, shall I? No, because there aren't any. Earth is measured flat. This is an example of it. You need it to be flat to get 90 below the star. Yeah, you're begging the question.
Maybe take them into the circles of equal altitude so they could see how much flat there is.
Come again, Neil. I've got a plumber here and my wife was just letting me know. Tell me again.
Remember when Kent laid it out and he said if you had to plot another star and then another star, there would be 3 circles of equal altitude? And that's a lot of flat land there, or water.
Yeah, areas of equal elevation. Each of these circles that the guy's drawing out with respect to the radius value of the angle he measures between the star and himself at 90, that's a circle of equal elevation. That's why it's shown depicted as a circle. That's what you use to find your position. With respect to the angle to the star and the almanac, you're going to be at some point on that circle when you measure out an angle. Now, if you're at sea and you need to know where you are, you might need 2 stars to actually have them converge at a certain point. Now, at that point, you've got 2 points that cross over on 2 circles. Circles of equal altitude. That would be, it's a prerequisite for this system to work that the circles are flat. Equal elevation, equal altitude, flat Earth. Part of the methodology. It's not begging the question. It's part of the method. That's why they call them circles of equal elevation.
The method,
yeah, that would be equal elevation that's being rumpused by Brenda. I had nothing to offer when I asked her for a demonstration of this being done with respect to a tangent plane that can't be measured.
You don't know.
Now it's rumpusing. This is very rude. Maybe I should appeal to the format of Brenda just talking straight through the middle of me educating people on how this is done with circles of equal elevation. That means they cannot curve. They cannot be on a globe.
You don't know what the circle of equal altitude is, Nathan.
It's equal altitude. It's the clues in the name. It's got equal altitudes. That means it's not curving away from you 8 inches per mile squared. It's equal in altitude. You don't have that on a globe. There aren't any areas of equal altitude ever on a globe, ever. Let alone 3 massive miles and miles of square kilometers. And no, you don't have that. None of those things are possible on a globe. There are no areas of equal elevation. It's not equal elevation anywhere on a globe. You're going to tell me again I don't understand what that which is defined in the title, equal elevation. Here it is on screen. It's flashing by constantly, circles that don't have any curve to them, Brenda. See this dude on screen measuring an angle right now, right? Between the angle measurement and the star at 90, it's flat. There's no curve there. And what's the circle that he's drawing out called again? Oh, it's called a circle of equal elevation, a circle of equal altitude. A circle, that's 2D, that does not curve away from you 8 inches per mile squared for this to work. Earth must be flat for this to work in the way that it works. Does it work? Yeah, it does. It's called celestial navigation. Is it a claim you're making? No, I'm just stating facts about how celestial navigation works with a flat Earth prerequisite. Here it is on screen. It's been flashing up every single minute of this discussion where I'm being nut-erred by a fundamentalist zealot who believes Earth's spherical and believes in tangent planes.
Hold on, Oakley. You keep referencing your screen, but I don't see you sharing your screen.
Go to the live
we don't
stream.
see the screen, Nathan.
Go to YouTube and you can see it on live stream.
Yeah. Why don't you just share your screen?
Or why don't you go and get a book on navigation? I've gone to the effort of getting these materials up for my live audience. So what, you can nut away from them. I've asked you to give me a diagram of a man doing this with a curved surface. Have you got that? Give me that. They don't exist, ladies and gentlemen of my audience listening to Brenda nut her way past this flat plane that is required to do this. There won't be any examples of elevation angle measurements with respect to a curved surface. You can't do them. You need Earth to be flat to do them. Like, you haven't got any of those examples then, Brenda, with elevations coming off curved surfaces. You don't have one of those. Because I've got thousands of examples of elevation angle measurements coming off flat surfaces, because that's how they're done. I don't seem to be seeing anything being shared with me from Brenda. There's no curve examples of this angle measurement that needs a straight line. I don't seem to be getting one from her. She's not heard it. Where's the constant stream of examples like the ones I've got? I don't get it. No? Yeah, that's because Earth's measured flat for angles. Like this. This is elevation angle measurement. How a sextant actually works. That's what they said in the book below this diagram on screen for my audience. Where there's 90 below the sun's GP. See that 90? It's a little box. To have this, Earth must be flat between you and the measurement of the point below the sun, wherever it may be. Doesn't matter if it's 10,000 miles away, you've still got a flat Earth between you and its GP. Here's two different boats measuring the same sun at different points on the flat Earth. For an angle to have 90 for both of them could be 5,000 miles away from the GP of the sun. That means that there's a massive area of flat land to get this measurement. It's the only way it can be done. It's the basis of our mapping system. It's also the basis of the globe. The latitude system's wrapped around the globe. This is how it's measured. Labelled latitude in the book I got this from, where it shows 90 degrees below the star and an angle along a flat baseline to measure latitude. The one that will be wrapped around a sphere Earth that couldn't possibly be the case because the angle comes from a flat baseline. Again, no diagrams from her. What's that? It's on my live stream and you can't see it. Go and get a book on it. We've been studying this for the last 3 years. That's why I've got diagrams flashing up, because I've got the information to back how right I am, because I am. That's how it's done.
You don't know how a circle of equal altitude.
You didn't even know how to say it. You can't even say circle of equal altitude, let alone tell me I don't know how it works. You can't even say it.
How is it taken?
What? Say it correctly, and I'll see what you say and haven't said correctly thus far works.
What's that? A circle of equal altitude taken? With
equal altitude. Without curve.
Of what?
Without bend. Without a sphere. It's equal in altitude. No. They're on screen for my audience. I'm answering and she's chanting straight through me. You've charged me with not understanding what equal altitude means. It means it's all at the same level. It means it's flat. That's what equal altitude means.
No.
Yeah.
Done. You don't know what you're talking.
It's not about what I know. It's about what's on screen for my audience and easily referenceable in navigation manuals when detailing angles to stars. You're forming circles of equal altitude. That's what you're doing. You constantly charging me with not understanding what they are won't change what they are. Equal in altitude, not curving away 8 inches per mile squared. Flat Earth required. Here's an example of finding your fix. Here's 3 90-degree positions below stars measured from your position on the ground. That means all 3 of these circles of equal altitude must be on a flat Earth for them to have a representative 90 at the, what's this point? Oh yeah, ground position. Ground position number 1, 90 degrees to your measurement position. Ground position number 2, 90 degrees to your position. Although obscured by the diagram, position number 3, 90 degrees to your position. And around that base at 90 degrees to your position, an extended flat circle of equal elevation, equal altitude, not curving. Earth measured flat.
That's just wrong. It's not. It's the altitude to the celestial object, to the star, not of the ship, of the star.
I didn't say anything about a ship.
Well, it's either a ship or the observation point. It doesn't matter.
She doesn't know what she's
right?
talking about.
No,
Why
it's
are we
clear.
going to keep listening to her?
Because it's
I
obvious.
literally do.
No, you don't. You're just hand waving what I say and then inserting a ship when I didn't detail a ship. So what, you're building a little straw man there with things I didn't say? The diagram I've got for my audience has no ship in it. It just shows how the process is done. It doesn't matter about where you are. All that matters is you've got a flat baseline with 90 on the ground below you. Below the star, sorry. That's all that matters. As diagram shows in this example. This is what it is. There's no, you don't understand it. All right, well, have I got a diagram of it then? Have you got one? Have you got a diagram where this curves? Where 90 is achieved on a curved surface? Can you show me that? Third time. That'd be a no. She can't show me because that's not how it's done. Flat Earth is required to do this. Fact. No, won't do it.
The circle.
So is this a diagram?
Altitude.
I've had loads of diagrams up on screen for my audience. It'd be nice if my opponent could actually furnish me with a curve angle measurement with 90 on the surface. Can you give me that, please? Or just acknowledge that you can't. Or just acknowledge that you can't. Can you give me that? Close question.
I don't have image posting permit.
So you can't cite your crap that you're going to argue that you can get this off a curved surface. You're not going to cite it. I've got extended coverage of how it's required to be done flat. You don't have anything to offer, correct?
No, I do have something to offer.
Well, give it me then, and we'll have a look.
Oh, okay. Right. So the way you
Not
take
verbally, I want a diagram.
No, I'm going to explain it to you.
I don't want an explanation. I've given diagrams. I want a diagrammatical example of you getting an elevation angle off a curve.
I told you I don't have image.
Yeah, we know you don't have it as Audio Chaos begins. No, you don't have an example of an elevation angle coming from a curve because you can't get one.
If you've got an image, Brenda, you can DM it to me and I'll put it up.
You have image proof now.
Okay.
You know, these were all taken from books that 10th Man used to present, and they were your books, Glober's books. We didn't make a flat Earth elevation angle celestial navigation book.
Yo, you guys have made a fix, Oakley?
You know what?
I'm live streaming
Like
Nathan's
the
channel
celestial
for him, just in
navigation.
case.
Hold on, Terry. The celestial navigation thing, it proves the flat Earth, right? You guys can do it.
Right, is this an appeal to us as individuals or the process that we've detailed and have got books on, have got diagrams about and can show how it's processed? Does it matter if I've done it or can do it? Who cares?
So
well,
I posted.
I mean, it's a pretty big. Hold on, it's a pretty big claim. I got the Globers are saying they can do it on the globe and it works fine on the globe and it proves the globe.
And did they give you a diagram?
I've never seen us actually do it.
It's on screen now for my audience how it's done. Not us doing it, how it's done. And I'm asking if Brenda or you've said that verbally, obviously your standards are lower than mine. Brenda just offered me that and I said, nah, give me a diagram. Show me how it's a curve that gives you a 90 below the star. And she hasn't given me that. But what lots of Globers have said that they can do it on a globe. Yeah, if you understood the argument, Jeremy, you'd ask her for how an elevation angle measurement was shown to be taken from a curve. And like Brenda's doing with me, she'd fail to give it you because you can't do it that way. It must be flat to get 90 below the star. They will never give you a diagram. Their verbalization of how it can be done on a sphere is meaningless. When I've got endless examples of how it must be flat, one's on screen right now.
I posted.
I've seen diagrams. Hold on, Brenda. I've seen diagrams of them having the circles and shit, and they claim that they can navigate with it and get a fix. I'm wondering, can we get a fix?
Yes, on screen for my audience, how you get a fix on a flat plane
Yeah.
with 90 below the stars. It's been on screen
So-
for quite some
I know,
time.
but can you do it though? Can you actually do it?
Yeah, we're
Can't
back to
you
this.
fix
I covered
one
this
thing?
initially. So it is just about whether or not I can do it then. It's just a personal attack from Jeremy, one of the mods in this server. Hostile mods.
personal
They're not
attack. I'm
focused
asking
on
you if you can
not
get a
focused on the argument, keen to chant through me as I defend myself,
Okay,
though. Keen to
hey,
chant
what's
through
going
me
on, guys?
as I
Personal
defend
attack.
myself
I'm asking
against
you
this
if you can get a
hostile
fix
mod.
or not.
I'm still talking, Jeremy's
hey,
not modding.
moderator
He's going to
here.
chant through me because that's what this
All right,
hostile
Jeremy,
mod's doing.
I just need a mod really quick.
I've got a point to make. I've got a conclusion to make. We're going to let Jeremy's subversion of my point win because he's decided as a hostile mod that he doesn't want to accept the actual argumentation point in favour of whether or not I've
I
personally
don't hear
done it.
anything.
What's going on, Platypus?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Platypus got
Yep,
muted.
yeah,
We're muted.
yeah. It's unmuted. It's all good now.
Trying to find the curve, probably.
Okay, so the circle of equal altitudes, the
Yeah, I was in the middle of making the
So, no,
conclusion. I don't know
speak.
what happened there. Nevertheless, I've got it on screen. We've got a diagram. That's how it's detailed in every celestial navigation depiction I've had on screen, about 20 since this discussion began. There won't be an example from the globe because there isn't one. You can't get 90 below the star from a curve. You can't get a straight flat baseline from a curve. It won't afford you any of those things, Jeremy.
No, yeah, but I've seen them get a fix though. I've seen the circles. I have seen this. I've seen them get a fix. I've seen them get put the circles down. I'm asking, can we do it as a whole? It's not a personal attack against you.
You're on the
I'm just saying,
flat
can
earth,
any
Jeremy.
one of us, Neil? Come on, man. I'm just saying, can any one of us do it? Anyone?
Yeah, one of our regulars on the show is a ex-ship's captain who used to do celestial navigation. He's done it many times. What?
Is 10th here?
So what?
Is he here? Have you've seen him
No,
get a
my
fix?
sister's done it as well. She's qualified in navigation. She owns several boats. Again, so what?
Flat earther?
So what?
So I've seen these guys get a fix, and they say they can.
So can you
navigate
show
with
us
it, but
that then?
I've
Do you want to
never
show
seen
us?
one of
Okay,
do it.
if you've seen them do it, you can explain because you understand their argument, don't you, Jeremy? You can explain how they get an elevation angle from a curved surface. Explain that to me then, because you know better.
Yeah, but you can't explain, Nathan.
It
right?
seems like
Because he's
someone's
asked
now
you to
white
explain it.
knighting
can't
for you.
do it.
Now we get to the crux of me understanding the argument. The white knights step in. Jeremy, you understand their argument and how they get this to work on a globe. Ergo, you can explain to me how they get an elevation from a curved surface then, can't you?
They're not. They're not getting the elevation angle from a curved surface. Nobody's ever claiming that. On a globe, you also...
No, you need a flat earth for that to get the elevation angle measurement. Like on screen, you'll need a flat earth to get that elevation angle measurement. It's a flat earth prerequisite.
No. You don't need an earth at all to get the elevation
That's
angle.
literally
You
what
don't need an earth
y'all
at all.
claim. What you mean nobody's claiming
Yeah,
that? That's literally what y'all claim. What the hell are you talking about?
It's your book.
Are you serious?
These aren't from flat earth books. There are no flat earth celestial navigation books. They're all written by globe believers, self-confessed. So these are from globe books. This is how they, globe
There
believers,
is no
say it's done.
celestial navigation
And
book
there's
there.
his chanting through me. No, all the books we reference show how it's done on a flat plane. And as you correctly identified, you can't get an elevation from a curved baseline.
Exactly. But you don't need an earth at all for an elevation angle, though.
So we don't
That's
need
the-
to.
that's
Sorry,
the crux.
Oh, really?
sorry. Did I hear you correctly? We don't need Earth at all when we're navigating. Excuse me. When we're
You don't
navigating.
need
That's
Earth
third
at all
time.
to
Third
get
time.
an
Just
elevation
mute him.
angle.
Just mute him.
You
He's
don't-
heard the devastating point I'm going to respond to him with. So we don't. Excuse me. I'm still trying to respond. No, he's going to cause audio chaos. No. So we don't need the Earth, globe believer, when navigating Earth. No, we do need the Earth when we're navigating Earth and we're detailing how we navigate Earth, because it's the Earth that we're navigating. But it's not your globe Earth when you, specifically you, admit that we need a flat baseline to get the angle. To not navigate your globe Earth, that's right, it's not your globe Earth that we're navigating. We're navigating with respect to the flat baseline that we just measured, because that is ground position related along that flat baseline, along the ground of the Earth that we are navigating. The amount of audio chaos that came my way when he got pummeled, because this man's admitted that we do need a flat Earth to measure an elevation angle measurement, but it's got nothing to do with Earth. Wrong. Nothing to do with a globe Earth, because it won't give you that measurement.
So you have measured the Earth flat, Nathan.
So back to some wanker personal attack. I dealt with this with Jeremy.
No,
Jeremy's the mod that I dealt with it.
I'm
Now we've got
asking you.
Edabear doing it. Same tact.
I'm asking you. You said
I covered this 2 minutes ago. He's obviously not paying attention to the conversation. Can you remove him because he's not paying attention to the conversation? I literally covered what he's asking 2 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago. So he's either not listening or just wants to attack me personally because now he's attacking me personally. No redress to the arguments. I've also gone through that exact question with that man asking it me directly previously on 4 separate occasions. I've already answered his question. It's just a personal attack. We've already gone through the process.
I'd like to say that the head mod, Jeremy, did not make a personal attack. He asked the question. Just a little clarification for the audience. Thank you.
For what?
Yeah, I don't
For
know where
what?
you're getting this personal attack bullshit from.
Ask somebody if they've done something personally. That's my point. The argument is what I'm asking you to focus on. That's why I'm here. Because there's a pot of gold for you to mine from. You're only interested in if I personally have done it, but you don't see that as a personal attack. Is it an attack on the argument about a horizontal baseline? No, it's not. It's an attack on me and whether or not I've done it and whether or not I'm going to get chanted through as I point out that it is absolutely that which you have claimed I should be ashamed of doing when I call people scumbags. No, asking if I have done it personally is a personal attack because it's not an attack on the argument, the flat baseline. The line with 90 degrees below the star that won't be acquirable if Earth's curving. It's not an attack on any of those things. It's just asking me if I've done it. You don't have to like that, SC Montreal.
I don't even care if you can do it, though.
The fact that the mods are hypocritical, you don't have to white knight for the hypocrisy. It's still hypocrisy, whether you like it or not, SC.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you can do it or not, though. It matters if
Why'd you ask then? Why'd you ask then? So why'd you ask then? So it was just the personal attack then? Because it doesn't matter, does it, Jeremy?
It matters because...
Oh, so it does matter. So he's now a double-speaking clown. Because it does matter, it doesn't matter.
This thing that proves flat Earth. I don't think we can do it. I can't do it. Can you do it? Can 10th man do it? Let's see it done.
Shove a diagram up.
Just Nathan.
Do you ever make an argument for the molten iron core and the 8-mile hole to hell? Can you dig a borehole? Have you ever dug a borehole? Who cares?
It's our argument, right? This is our argument you want us to mine.
Argument. It's an argument. All right. You see it as an argument. No. It's not an argument because it's not up for debate. It's a matter of fact. That's what I'm trying... Just calm down. I'll just take a breath with you, Jeremy. I'm trying to make you my friend. So let's just take a breath, both of us. I just want to talk to Jeremy for a minute, if that's okay with everyone else. Whew. Okay. It's not an argument. I'm not trying to debate you about this. It is not debatable. It is celestial navigation. And understanding celestial navigation is to understand that it's not my claim of 90 below the star. It is not my claim this could be done if only I'd taken the onus on myself to do it. It is the process of celestial navigation. It does have a prerequisite flat Earth to get 90 below the star, and it matters not if I have done it or if you have done it. Only that you understand that which is done.
If you do understand, I don't see Jeremy. I don't see what's the holdup. I mean, even if it's not celestial navigation, just having elevation angle, just by trying to get an elevation angle. First thing I found, it is defined as an angle between the horizontal plane and an oblique line from the observer's eye to some object above his eye. So, I mean, I just don't understand. In the definition by a horizontal plane, it's just. I mean, what else do you want to do? Where else do you want to go from there? Whether they say no, we get it from a curved surface. I mean, that's not what is defined as. I don't understand what's the holdup on the elevation angle, dude.
The baseline of the angle is the line of sight to the horizon. Right? Hold on. There's a guy named Johnny Bernhardt that comes in, and he was a captain on a fisherman's boat, and he's done celestial navigation countless amount of times. Go talk to him, Jeremy.
What were you gonna say? Your name is on right now.
Bacon.
Yeah, Bacon. Oh, okay. Just to see how. Okay.
Right. Yeah. The issue is there's a big claim being made here that the line between the observer and the GP, that's a straight line on a flat plane, and that has implications for the method, right?
Okay.
You can say, well, we can stop at the angle measurement, but the problem is there's also claims being made about the rest of the process, and those claims don't seem to match reality or none of the math of the process. That's
they
why
just don't
it's
match the
fair
globe.
to ask for.
No, it's not they don't match reality.
why
They
it's
just don't
fair
match the
to-
globe. They don't match the
Can I
globe.
finish,
Not
please?
they don't. No. They're being done in reality.
It's not.
They don't match the globe.
The math of the process doesn't
Correct.
match the globe. Is that what you're saying?
No. Let's start with what you just said. You said there's a claim that a line meets the GP. That's what you said. Okay. What's GP?
That wasn't the whole claim.
I'm just starting by breaking down what you first said. Now, obviously, me breaking down the words you used is going to be objectionable because it's going to prove a flat earth. So if you bear with me, you just have to grit your teeth while I verbatim quote back what you said about there's a claim, it's not a claim, that there's a line, yeah, that's straight. Meeting a GP, that's ground position, that's on the ground. Now, for you as a globe believer, that position must be on a tangent plane because there's only one point on a plane that meets a globe. So that's a total fail because out in space, you haven't got ground positions. Now, for us on a flat Earth, if you want to consider this my claim, I don't have to claim anything. It's already meeting on the ground if it's flat. It is the ground position and it must have 90 below the star. That's how it's done. I'm just a bit confused about how that's in any way, shape or form a claim I'm making when I'm detailing that which is on screen and how it's done. It's called celestial navigation. What you say is that causes a problem with reality. No, it doesn't. It causes a problem for the globe because you can't do this. This 90 on screen for my audience the whole time we're having this conversation. That's below the star. And it's GP, you said. Yeah, you said it's a claim that there's a straight line meeting the GP. That's not a problem on a flat Earth. It is a problem if you've got only 1 point tangent to a globe dangling below all this, because none of them are ground positions anymore. So it's not a problem for reality. This is how it's done in reality. This is a diagram of how it's done in reality. It's just not done globe-shaped, because it can't be. Are we clear?
Are you saying on a globe there wouldn't be a point where you'd be directly below the star?
Sorry,
Because that's
you've
what
only
the
got
GP is,
one
right?
point that gives you 90, and that would be on a tangent plane. Well, you've only got your point of tangency extending out with a tangent plane on a globe, and then it isn't the ground position anymore. If I draw a metaphorical dangling ball below this diagram, this point at 90 below the star isn't on the globe ground because it's on a, according to you and your Muppets that try and get around this, it's on a tangent plane. Now, once you've got that tangent plane, well, that's not a measurement of a ground position because it isn't on the ground on the globe. It is on the ground when we measure it on the ground. It's a ground position. It just must be flat to do that.
Well, tangent by definition share a point with the sphere.
Where's a
That
tangent in
point
this?
is
There's no
what we're talking-
tangents in this diagram.
That point-
There's
well,
no
let
tangent
me-
in this diagram.
let me-
There's no tangent
let me
in my
get to the end of
diagram.
my sentence.
There is no
I don't care
tangent.
about your
There's no
diagram. Let me
tangent.
get to the end of my sentence.
Yeah, because there's
And then
no tangent in the
respond. That's how
diagram.
conversations
There is
supposed
no
to go.
tangent.
What do you?
You're talking about tangents.
Hey,
There are no
moderator,
tangents.
One moment, Nathan. I'm just trying to moderate for a second. Just so we can get some clean audio. If we could just not clip each other and
Okay,
Nathan,
no
you
worries.
kind
I
of,
won't clip
had
him
the mic
again.
for a second.
No problem.
Why don't you let
No,
Nathan
I
respond?
respect the moderation. Thank you very much. There is no tangent. The diagrams I've had flashing up have no tangents in them. What, you just making this up? No, there's no tangent.
I don't think he heard you, but
He said tangent. There isn't one.
Nathan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You said stop clipping him.
Okay, great.
I heard you. Now I'm going to say there's no tangent. He started launching into how there's a tangent
Nathan,
involved.
I'm not
Can
clipping
you tell him not to clip me? Can you tell him not to clip me? There's no tangent
Nathan,
in
you were
any of the...
clipping him, actually. That's why Okay, man.
I was in the middle
I'm
of
just
saying
trying
there's
to
no
moderate.
tangent, and it sounded like someone started talking through me. There's no tangent in any of the diagrams I've shown
Well,
for how
have to
celestial
mute- can
navigation
you
works.
mute
It
Nathan
almost
while you're
seems
trying
like
to
they don't want
explain
this
to
point
him?
getting through now.
Otherwise
It
he's
seems
gonna
like the
just talk
point's
over
getting
you.
rumpused. I'm trying to say there's no tangent in any of the diagrams that have
problem
been on
is,
screen,
even
and every
when
time I
we
say
mute
it,
Nathan,
I seem to
he
get
won't
rumpus.
stop
I'm now going to have to close my Discord line so my audience can hear it without the audio chaos I'm claiming to be causing. There is no tangent in any of these diagrams. It would seem the Discord server don't want to hear it and have decided to cause audio chaos so they can't hear it said clearly once.
Nathan, you were speaking directly over multiple moderators. We're just trying to keep the audio clean. You seem to be making this more difficult than it needs to be.
Thank you. There is no tangent. Nobody was talking when I said it, and I'm starting, and nobody's going to talk through me because obviously we want to keep clear airways. The opponent, back on track, obviously I'm only focused on the debate, said tangent. No diagram presented here today on screen for the live audience of over 100 people had a tangent in it. So I'm not going to let him ramble on in La La Land or get you mods on his side by causing a bit of audio chaos as I stop him in his tracks. There is no tangent. And it won't have ground positions. I've already addressed it. Sounds like someone talking through me as I conclude the point. Tangents won't give you ground positions on the ground because the globe's tangent isn't the ground. We're dealing with ground positions. I've already addressed this. He launched into tangency. We don't have that. That's why I interrupted him.
Actually, you brought a tangent into the conversation. I haven't mentioned
To show how it doesn't work.
Did.
We don't have ground positions on the
that's not me
tangent.
bringing that up.
Yeah, I brought it up. And you
was
won't have ground
you
positions on the
bringing
end
that
of a
up.
tangent in space. That's what I brought up. You obviously didn't listen to me pointing out that the tangent I brought up for your globe won't have a ground position on it. You then automatically went to the tangent I had overcome in advance by pointing out it won't have ground positions on it and started appealing to it. So I interrupted to stop you because you hadn't acknowledged that I had already stated to overcome this that you've launched into, that tangents to globe positions, that's 1 point on the ground. Well, in this example on screen for my audience, you've got multiple points with 90 on the ground. They're ground positions. The globe won't give you that. I overcame it when I brought up tangents. You've now launched into appealing to them. I've already defeated them. That's why I interrupted. The mods didn't pick up on the fact that I'd already overcome that argument because they started telling me off for my interruption. What, to him, utilising tangents he doesn't have? Maybe I should get told off because the moderators feel it's time to start clipping me. Is this me clipping you in the middle of my statement where I tell off your poor moderation? I'd already won and overcome his tangent when he launched into appealing to it. That's why I interrupted. Try and keep up.
Now, can Bacon
Yeah,
respond without anyone cutting in on you?
Actually, I'm gonna make
that
it.
up.
I'm gonna make it, Bacon. I'm so sorry, Bacon. I don't mean to interrupt you, Nathan.
ahead,
This is a formal warning. I'm gonna shut this down. I don't want you treating people like this. I don't want you talking to me or the mods or anyone like this.
Ah, shut up, you crybaby.
No worries, we'll come back another time. If you can't tolerate me shutting down an appeal to something I've overcome already, I'll just disappear. No worries. I've got a server of more than willing participants over on my own server. So no worries.
Isn't it sad that he apologized to Bacon, the baller? I'm sorry, Bacon. You all are a bunch of bitches, and I was right to call you that. I ain't coming back here.
No, I'll still come back when they're more tolerable. I did point out at the beginning, if they can't tolerate us, and they would rather attack me for shutting down an opponent that's utilising an argument I've already overcome and hasn't been acknowledged, and none of the moderators recognise it, it tells me the moderators don't understand the arguments. Okay, fine, no worries. Clearly you don't want me there. I'll disappear and come back when I'm more welcome. Formal warning? All right. What about a formal warning for utilising something that's already been overcome in the debate? No, that guy gets an apology. Because I've cut him off? Yeah, I will cut him off. He's appealing to a tangent that I've already overcome. I'm not going to allow him to do it. Oh, what? You didn't appreciate that I'd already overcome the argument because the mod hadn't paid attention to it either and therefore calls foul on me interrupting him. No, you just don't understand the argument. That's why we've got to keep going back, though, Neil, because they don't understand the arguments. Otherwise, the mods would have caught it and realised my righteousness in interruption when he appeals to a tangent I've already overcome in discussion. Well, that was fun. We got a solid hour out of it, which I'm pleased with. But if they can't tolerate our presence for more than an hour, obviously I'll just leave and come back another time.
Hey, they
kicked me, I was wondering, was it your orders? I'm just saying, Bev, put a little bit of doubt in my mind for a second. If I was talking too much, I'm sorry. Is all.
No, you weren't talking too much at all. What, you saying they booted you?
Oh yeah, they booted me for an hour. And then I left the server. I'm not gonna go back there. I'll hang out in main text over here during the next time or something like that and just watch live. It'll be all right. I'm all right.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I still want to go back. My intention is to make friends and influence. So, I will go back next week, providing I get permission from their server operator, as opposed to one of the overzealous moderators, giving me a formal warning for winning.
I can dig it, because I mean it's a big.
They apologized to Bacon. Did anybody hear that? He apologized to the baller and treated Nathan like he was dirt. Am I in freaking bizarro world?
Nah, you're not in Bizarro Land. Still, eventful show.
It was cute, though. I heard somebody say, nobody claims we're getting an angle off a curved surface. Like, what? Are you guys serious?
Yeah, the Globers literally feel that if they can claim, yeah, of course we're using a flat Earth. Nobody's claiming we're measuring Earth spherical to get these measurements. You're like, yeah, that's where we win. But they're not recognizing that yet. It's going to take more time, isn't it? Which is heartbreaking, but
More
there we
time.
go.
Did you hear what Jeremy said?
What? Have you done it?
Did you hear what Jeremy was saying?
Have you done it? It's not a personal attack, but have you personally done this? That's a personal attack. Anyway.
No, the fact that he was sitting with ballers. Ballers have showed me that he went on a ship with a baller. Is that what he's telling me? He went out to do celestial navigation with a baller.
Yeah, like Jaren with MC Toon. MC Toon said it worked. Off a tangent to a point in space that's not a ground position. Yeah, that's not a ground position. That doesn't work. Well, if I use a tangent, stop. I've just debunked how a tangent won't work. Don't interrupt him, Nathan. You're clipping the audio. Anyway. With that, I'm going to say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So, another massive thank you, although I've already cut them off, to Earth Awakening's Discord server for making that particular visit possible. And, of course, a massive thank you to my G Plus panel for making this live show possible also. I've been Nathan Oakley. Stay tuned if you're watching on an after show. Thank you for smashing the super chat, and I'll see you all in the next video.
What a lovely day!
Shout out to Unitox Femu for smashing the super chat. He didn't get them read out, so thank you very much for smashing them. Sorry I didn't read them out on the live stream.